Have you ever wanted to make your own accessories in Roblox? Maybe your own limiteds? Maybe the only item in the world that fits your avatar? Well, guys, today I'm going to show you how to make Roblox UGC, I guess limited or non-limited, just any accessory that your avatar can wear. All right, so before you can get started making accessories, you're going to need three things. You're going to need Blender, Roblox Studio, and then a plugin inside of Roblox Studio. If you don't have Blender or are unfamiliar with what it is, just head over to blender.org. Link will also be down below in the description, and click download right here on Blender 3.5. At the time of recording this is the most recent version of Blender and the one we'll be using today. Up next, you're going to need Roblox Studio. If you don't have this, just go onto your Roblox account, click this create button, and it'll prompt you to download Studio. Now, once you're inside of Studio, you're going to need a plugin. If you're not familiar with what plugins are, you have these tabs up at the top. This last one is plugins. Just click it, and as you can see, I have quite a few. The one that you want is Asset Creator, and then if you want to be real fancy, you can get UGC Thumbnail Tool. I'll have both of these linked down below in the description alongside the link for Blender. Everything I've mentioned so far is 100% free. So first things that we want to do is spawn a dummy of some sorts into Roblox Studio. I am making this video as if you've never touched programs before in your life. So if you guys are Roblox veterans or Blender users, there's going to be a lot of basic knowledge. Anyways, you're going to want to go up to Avatar right here, Rig Builder, and then I usually just do R6 and then block avatar. This very simple dummy, it's the biggest like body frame on Roblox, so it just works. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure you're clicking on this rig, go down to your properties tab and set its position right here to 0, 0, 0. Perfect. And that's going to place it right there. Then we'll go back to the Explorer, right click and export selection. Now that we've done that, we're going to go into Blender, delete all of that stuff. I just click dragged and then press delete. We're going to go to File, Import, and then an OBJ, guys, wavefront.obj legacy, this right here, and then just find the file on your computer. Mine is right here. Now, if you want these to be separatable limbs, for example, being able to click and drag the head, you could split by group and split by object. I'm not going to split by group because you don't really need to move the dummy once it's in. So let's import the OBJ, and as you can see, it pops up right in the middle for us. If you forget that step where you put the position to 0, 0, 0, this could import anywhere. Like it could be way up there and then you'd be like, oh, it didn't import, but it's just really far away. So make sure to do that step for 0, 0, 0. If you hold down the letter Z on your keyboard and then just move your mouse over these are the different views you can have in Blender. And if you go down, that is the material preview and you will see your dummy's face. This is important so you can make sure you're modeling whatever you want on the back, the front, the side, just the right placement on the dummy. So now that we got all the tedious stuff out of the way, you have your programs, you have your plugins, and you have your dummy. We're in Blender. The most basic tutorial I could ever give in Blender is how to put an object in. So just do Shift A, and then you can add in any of these meshes, or like a meta ball, or text, anything you want. We'll start with a mesh. I could make this a little more fun. Let's start with a curve, and we'll do a path. Now, I don't know exactly, like I didn't have a huge plan today on what we were gonna make for our UGC item, but I think we're gonna do wings. So once you bring stuff in, you can move it around with G, rotate it with R, scale it with S, and plenty of other stuff. I do have a full Blender beginner's guide. If that's something you would be interested in, definitely check that video out. They used it in schools to teach students. That is insane. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and speed model something, maybe some wings, and I'll be back when that model is done. guys, so we just finished half of the wings, and I tried a few different techniques at the start, but I think this was the best way to go about this specific type of wing because it's not really all connected. It's kind of floaty and just cool. We're gonna make this really easy on ourselves. Since we did one side, we're gonna hop onto our modifiers tab and then click on mirror. And now we just gotta kind of just separate these a little bit. Just like that. We can move them. We'll try something like it's close. All right, there we go. We can now delete our image and unhide our dummy. And as you can see, we have some wings. Now we can definitely make these quite a bit cooler. Let me try a few things. So we're gonna grab all of these. Let me go into wireframe to grab both sides. And then we're gonna turn this on. This is proportional editing. If you press G on your keyboard, you can see how much it affects. We're gonna go all the way because we want it to affect the whole wing. And now we're gonna bring this back a little bit. And that is gonna give us a cool curve in the wings. I'm actually gonna do that a little bit more so it's a bit more drastic. And then we'll put these up here. Yeah, this actually does look pretty sick. Now, I do want to move these in because I don't think they need to be as big as they were. Make sure they're nice and centered on the dummy. And now we have a UGC item. Maybe just a little bit more. We will apply this by pressing Control A. And now we have our item. UGC does have some requirements. Your item needs to be textured within Blender on a 1024 by 1024 canvas. If you don't know what that means, hop over to UV editing, new, and it's actually on 1024 already. And there we go. Now, a lot of the times when you're making something, you'll want a custom texture on it, something really cool. I don't really have ideas for these wings just yet, so I think a normal color would work fine. In fact, I'm gonna do like a white to gold gradient. All right, guys, now I'm in the wonderful Photoshop, which does cost money, but there's a website called Photopea, which is the exact same as Photoshop, a little bit less stuff that you can use, but everything that I'm about to do, you should be able to do in there just fine. I'll have that linked down below too. Now, since this texture isn't all too crazy, all we have to do is cover the canvas. I'm gonna just do this, click and drag. That's the wrong tool. This one right here, click and drag. And then I'm gonna go into our blending options and we're just gonna put a gradient overlay on here. Now we just click on these little colors and pick which color we want. So I obviously want a cool gold. I think that's a nice color for the bottom. And then we'll click on the other color and we'll go more yellowish towards the top. Ooh, not like that. This actually doesn't look too bad. That's too similar. This is cool. What if we went white? I don't know if that would be too cool. We're gonna try this gold to yellow. Now we're just gonna export this or save. It probably is save on Photopea. And it doesn't matter if it's a JPEG or a PNG. I'm gonna do a JPEG. Go ahead and save that onto our computer. Now we're gonna click that X and just click open and then find whatever on our computer. I just realized I could do something like this as well, like a gold. All right, guys, I definitely picked the other one that I didn't make, but that's okay. Now for this, all I have to do is go onto this side, make sure you're in edit mode by pressing tab, and then press U and project from view. There is a lot more that you can do, like actual unwrapping, but I still have to learn that to be 100% with you guys. So this is the way that I know, and this is the easiest way to sort of get into things. We're gonna highlight one side, grab it, and then we're gonna just scale these wings to fill up this whole canvas. Now, if we go over here, go into our material preview with that Z trick I showed you earlier, and then hop to materials. We're gonna click new, and then right here where it says base color, we're gonna click the yellow dot and put on an image texture. And since we've already loaded it up over here, we can just click this drop down arrow and pick what the name was. So here's how our UGC item looks right now. The texture's pretty bad, but texturing would be a whole different video. All right, guys, I did decide to change it back to the gradient one just because it looks a lot better. Now, there are a few other ways we could do it, like this U and then smart UV project, and then island margin. Let's turn that up like to 10. Click OK. And now we have something like this, which is definitely better in terms of not having like that weird stretch on the sides. This actually, like, it looks pretty cool because it's very random which ones are light and which ones are dark. I think that looks a little cooler than the gradient, and it was completely accidental, so we're gonna keep it like that. Now, there is a vertice requirement when it comes to making models in Blender and then uploading them to Roblox. This would be 1,200 vertices or 4,000 triangles. Well, I guess both, and don't pass either of those numbers. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Mr. Robuilder, I made my mesh, but I don't want to count all these vertices vertices. How do I see that? Guys, you're gonna wanna right click right down here and click on scene statistics. Now, as you can see, we have 1,400 vertices and we're not allowed to pass 1,200. So we're gonna have to cut some out, and we're only at 1,300 tries and we can go all the way up to 4,000. So tries isn't a problem. Vertices is. There's a couple things you can do. You can use a modifier like decimate, which kind of breaks up a mesh, especially one this simple. I'll show you guys how that looks. As you see, when we drag this down, the mesh starts deteriorating, which for this one, I mean, even something like this doesn't look that bad because the mesh itself is supposed to be like kind of cool electric-y. So this will actually work for me. I am going to turn this up. We'll just cut it in half. And now, as you can see, our verts are only at 400, and I think it still looks good. Now, I'm gonna do another thing, which will pretty much double the verts. We're gonna do Shift D to duplicate this, and then Alt S, which is like inflate. Hear me out, guys. Now, as you can see, if we go into wireframe, we have one bigger set and one smaller set. What we're gonna do with this bigger set is Alt N and flip. Now, all of these faces are gonna be reversed, and we can make this one black. We'll have to edit our texture a little bit. If you go right here to face orientation, as you can see, all of these are red, and if we move it over, all these are blue. The red ones will be invisible on Roblox, but you'll see the inner face. So we're gonna make our texture have a small black piece, and these will have a cool cartoony outline on them. Now, to do that, all we have to do is grab this and make a small black spot on it. I'm gonna put it like way up here, just right there. It can be super tiny, literally a pixel if you wanted. Now that we've put our new texture in, all we have to do is these are kind of on it. So we're gonna just move those to the side a little bit. And we only have our top layer selected. We're gonna press A, S, and 0. Now we're gonna use G to move these vertices into the black zone. And now, as you can see, the outside ones are black and the inside ones are colored. You're going to want to make sure to select both of those, then Control J, join them together. Now they're one mesh, and just make sure you're still meeting the requirements. We have 800 verts, good for us, and 1,300 tries, good for us. Now all we have to do, guys, file, export as a OBJ, wavefront OBJ, selection only. Make sure to check this box, or the dummy's gonna come with it, and you're gonna be like, why isn't this working? Now that you exported those, let's head back to Studio. If you don't have all these tabs open, click on View, Explorer, Properties, and Asset Manager. The Asset Manager is right here, and you can click this little bulk import icon, and then just find your file on your computer, apply all, and watch the magic. It is completed. We can close that, click on over here, and insert with location. Now, as you can see, our wings are in. They have a sick black outline, and that is our item and how it looks on Roblox. Now what we need to do is flip this guy around, go to our plugins, and asset creator is first. We want to make an accessory, so we'll click right there, then next. Click the part you want to become the accessory. Obviously, the wings is what we want the accessory to be. Let's click next, and here's the character it's aligned to, the rig, and now we would click here. These are wings, so they would be a back accessory. Body back, click next. I always click classic right here, next, and next. They're gonna appear way up there, and now grab this, grab these, and just toss them into the rig, and there you go. You have a Roblox accessory. Now, the thumbnail camera, guys. As we're clicking on this, let's go to UGC thumbnail tool. This would be our camera. Let's just move this around so we can actually see the wings. Maybe something like that looks good, and then accept. Now we have a thumbnail for it, and now all you do is right click, save to Roblox. Now this is the part that there may be comments that say it doesn't work. You have to be in the UGC program to upload UGCs until it's open for everybody, which they do plan to do. I still think that's a horrible idea, but some people may like it. Anyways, if you are in the UGC program, all you got to do, click on that, pick what it is. Obviously, we have a back accessory. Click on next. Obviously, I will get an error and I can't upload because I'm not in the program anymore. They like halfway removed me from the star program. Like I have the star when I play games, but I get emails, but I'm not in the program and I can't do the UGCs, and I don't know. But guys, that's how to make accessories. Hopefully this video did help you guys out. Best of luck getting in the UGC program for yourselves, or hey, maybe you're watching this video when it's open to everybody. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy and you want some more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.